I'm so excited to share with you our new theme for the fall, and it is healthy boundaries. Can you relate at all? Have you got a people pleaser in you like me and the clients that I work with? So, healthy boundaries, we're going to literally take piece by piece, as you know, my 4 rooms based on my book, The Powerhouse in You. And so it's your mentally fit room, say it with me, emotionally fit room, physically fit room, and then your spiritually fit room. So we're going to be able to connect in each of those rooms about getting a really nice fresh start into your fall with healthy boundaries. This has been a true theme from the leaders that I've been coaching, is that, Cate, what do I do? They've said years ago about the open door policy, keep the open. I said, well, you know what? It doesn't make sense. Moderation within moderation. It's really important that we have limits on when we're available. So I have some homework coming right out of the gate for you. Ready? I'd love for you to write a list of all of the people that you feel you give your power away to. All the people that maybe you're permitting something that you really don't want to, that you really need to, in fact, set a boundary. Once you create that list, and that could be family, that could be friends, that could be colleagues, bosses, board of directors, whoever it is, then go back to the list and circle which one will have the greatest impact on you if you were to set a boundary. Okay? So once you do that, my invitation is number 3, is take that person's name, and then I'd like you to put it down below the list, beside the list, whatever you choose, and say, okay, so what specifically, be really clear about what the boundary is that you need to set. So for me, some years ago, my mother would call me during the daytime and just want to get caught up or has a question or whatever. And I was starting to get bothered, like it keeps interrupting me. I love my mom. However, she's retired and I'm not. So I then said, Mom, you don't call my older sister during the day because she's working. It's really no different for me. So that gave her a framework. Again, my voice was loving and compassionate. However, here's the time it's good. If you want to ask me a question before 8:30, by all means, feel free to do that. 12 and 1 on my lunchtime. After 4:30, no problem. And I'll get back to you and leave a message. So initially, she wasn't all that thrilled because remember, you're not responsible for people's feelings once you set a boundary. So the more I was consistent, so when the call came in, and if it was not during those times, then what I did was I chose not to answer the phone. Now, don't get me wrong, my mother's elderly, so if there was a voicemail, if I spotted a voicemail, then I might listen to it in case it was an emergency. So that's number 4, is you want to get really crystal clear and know your reasons behind why you're doing what you're doing. And you need to believe it. You need to believe that you are worthy of this boundary. Right? That in-law that just loves to pop in, or that boss that just wants to problem solve with you. And of course you want to be liked and you want to be accepted and you want to be possibly promoted. The truth is you have a right to your workday. You have a right to whatever it is you're doing and creating some healthy limits and healthy boundaries around it. The final one, number 5, is be prepared for pushback, because you see, if you've been allowing them to treat you this way all this time, you're now changing the system. So there's going to be pushback. So rather than go, oh my gosh, maybe I shouldn't, and maybe I'm being too harsh, and look at what they're going through. The truth of it is, it's short-term pain, long-term gain. So I'm inviting you to be consistent with your boundary, because you see what's going to happen is that the more consistent you are, then eventually this is going to be a part of this relationship. They're going to understand that no, they can't just walk in the door in your office while you're working away. That when the door is closed, it means whatever it is you've already instilled in them, or schedule a time with me, or I'd like you to think about solutions first prior to you coming to me, rather than us always brainstorming together. So happy boundary setting. Remember, you have to believe you're worthy of the boundary. It's really important. Know those reasons. And please share. Email me. I would love to hear how this has gone for you. Have yourself a beautiful day. Remember, you are a powerhouse.